What's going on, everyone? DC3 Johnson here with another video for MLB The Show 19. With every passing day we get closer to the launch of MLB 20. I've been watching a lot of videos as of late regarding the new additions, regarding the adjustments they've made over the gameplay, and it's getting me kind of excited, especially for the baseball season. So I think it's only fair that we continue to push through this franchise. I think for the most part, I believe I mentioned it in a previous video. I do believe that we'll probably end up finishing the season and we'll just leave it there. We'll call it there, and then possibly import this exact save mode over on MLB 20, since I've actually never done it before, so it'll be very interesting to compare basically our save compared to the actual MLB roster. For obviously there was a lot of moves, Mookie Betts to the Dodgers, Price, Verdugo, and now the Red Sox, and a couple of moves that definitely happen in real life but won't end up translating in the franchise mode. So I'm curious to see how that goes. So where we last left off, we just finished the draft. I believe we're about midway through July right now, or no, actually, sorry, midway through June, and we do close out this scenario here against the Phillies. I think the Phillies have been doing really well, which is surprising because most of the franchise modes I've done, the Phillies end up like not doing well. Like they end up finishing like mid-table. So I'm very surprised. I think right now they're first in our division. And speaking of us, right now we're fighting the Mets. So not where we want to be. We remember I would have wanted to finish third or fourth, but right now from what I remember in the divisions, I think the top three are like above 500, which is definitely not us. So I think right now it's just our objective is to stay ahead of the Mets, catch up to the Mets if we're behind. So definitely we're gonna have to play a couple of these critical situations, but try to avoid delaying the end of the mode as much as possible, because I think right now, as of now, we're about 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks away from the new game. So we're gonna have to crank these out as quickly as possible. But I think we're almost there. I mean, to be honest with you, the All-Star game is like the halfway mark, so I think we should be okay, especially now that we got the draft out of the way. And some of the trades, it should just be straight, simulation slash some critical situations. And might as well. I mean, I did play against the Phillies, so might as well play a game against the Nationals and see how that goes.
You've chosen to tune in at a great time. The Miami Marlins are looking to wrap this thing up, but with a one-run lead in the middle of the order due up, this thing
I like these little notes. These are good.
First delivery to him on the way. There's the fastball that gets the lower part.
But I know I mentioned this before, guys. Even though I did sign Greg Kimball as my closer, I prefer to use Steckenrider because I personally just prefer four pitchers that have 4 different pitches. Because there are pitchers that only have like 2 or 3 in their arsenal, which is fine. That's fine by them, but I personally prefer to have a little bit of variety in the arsenal. But at the end of the day, in real life, that works. Like I believe R.A. Dickey literally was known for just throwing like a really good knuckleball pitch, and he made a career out of that. So I mean, it works in real life, but to me, in my personal opinion, it doesn't really translate well in the video game. So I am going to stick with Steckenrider probably in most of these situations, unless I absolutely have to switch him out for whatever reason. There are times where he's a little iffy. See, perfect example right there, but I mean, I guess it's kind of my fault, but this is where that 90 overall would kick in real good. So regardless, 2 outs, 1 more to go.
Digging in once again, Brian Dozier. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point.
One of the things that I'm gonna be doing in the next several, probably even this video as well, is just to look at our roster and see if there's any. I don't want to make too much of an overhaul because I also don't want this to be non-realistic, but definitely gonna look to see if I can make an upgrade or two just to try to improve our record, because I believe in real life Miami lost almost 100 games, and right now I think we're on pace to lose that much. So I don't want to do that. Definitely, especially if we want to bring in caliber free agents in 2020, quote unquote 2020, we're gonna need to be able to show that we're not the Baltimore Orioles. We're losing 100 games and no one wants to come to Baltimore because of that. We want to be able to at least say, hey, we're bad, but we're trying to improve, you know. And so one of the things that I'm doing right now, so right after the post game, I did notice that we really don't need another catcher on our team. So I'm trying to look to see what we can get, if we can get some sort of return. I am liking this relief pitcher offer. You know, because definitely I don't want to take another catcher on me, but I also don't want to spend too much on payroll, because remember, our objective is also to save as much as possible. So we did go with the Indians deal. I believe it provides us like an 80 overall pitcher, and as you can see, 64 million is still our payrolls, and we have about 29 million in the bank. So that's going to be really good. That means our budget next year is going to be a lot higher because of the fact that we made this much money. So right now we did make it to All-Star. Or we're about to make it to All-Star Weekend. We're about a week away. And then apparently these guys made me an offer. That's not gonna happen. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Brian Anderson, 85 overall or something like that, and they were offering me like a 73. They crazy. I'm not really a fan of these, but I guess I kind of have to, because yeah, we've already fallen behind over the Mets. I'm not really a fan of this because it kind of makes you have to hit really well right off the bat. Otherwise, like you'll lose the game for them. Like in this particular situation, if I don't have a good hit, I'm going to go down to 2 outs. All right. No. Oh. One thing I wish the MLB 20 has, and I really hope that they fix. I mean, granted, the guy's over here panicking. He's going to go visit the pitcher, but I was trying to advance the guy in second to go to third. But for extra wide reason, it would have I tried pressing the specific button, and granted now I have to do a pinch hitter because obviously you don't want to have the pitcher hit, especially in a situation where it's 1 out and you potentially could get another run. But the golden rule is you always want to have, since you replace the pitcher, you always want to have like your replacements getting warmed up, which in this case we'll put second rider. We'll get him to warm up. But yeah, so I tried doing the thing with the left analog stick and like doing the specific bases to advance, but for some reason it never works for me. Like I literally cannot get it to work. So instead of having a guy on third and first, I have a guy on second and first. But we'll see what happens. No, it's not gonna go. Yeah. And since it's too close, we couldn't get the guy to advance. So this is exactly the situation. I mean, granted, we're tied, so worst case scenario, we'll go to extra innings. But this is exactly what I meant coming like at the start of the video. I prefer being like the person that helps out in like the defense into like pitching our way like out of the game rather than hitting, because then it kind of forces you right off the bat to like, if you hit it, great. If not, it's not gonna work out basically. Ooh. Oh, he missed it. Oh. Perfect. Okay, we're good. We're good. Alright.
Dan, you'll take RBIs any way you can
Uh,
get them, but when
I still can't believe that. I was actually really surprised. At first I thought I was going to go all the way over. And then, oh! I was like, he missed it! He missed it! I was like, wow. Oh, shit. Oh, and the guy got mad, so like, hey, listen, we gotta bring a new pitcher. Hey, listen, yeah, your job's done. Go home. So, I mean, at this point, it would be great to get another single, but... Oh, no, yeah, no. It's okay, though. We're up by 1, so that's fine. I mean, we just have to close them out, basically. Oh, shit, 13 hits. Wow. For Miami, that's pretty good. That's really, really good. See, exactly. So now Steckenrider, rather than being cold, he's pretty much warmed up, ready to go. Because of the fact that I started having him warm up midway through the top of the 9th, so you know, it definitely does make a difference, because rather than, you know, see, in this case I did too early. So granted, you know, he curveballed it outside the strike zone, but if he would have been completely cold, that potentially could have gone the other way, and the guy would have been able to hit a really good pitch. So definitely all that has to plays a difference, because, you know, they could botch a pitch, and, you know, you have them trying to pitch in one direction, they'll do the opposite of what you want them to do. And I find it really ironic, actually, that this was not intentional. I do want to make that clear, that we're playing literally the top 3 teams in our division. So we started the video with the Phillies, then we went to the Nationals, and now we're playing the Braves. So it's pretty ironic how we ended up playing the 3 teams in order. As we do get the strikeout here, so we're 1 down. It almost seems like it's... I was like, it almost seems like it's raining, but I guess not. Just the lighting, I guess.
And that's by him. It's 0-1. 0-1.
SunTrust Park. I believe it's a bank. I've never heard of it though. And I just literally botched as a... That's what I get for literally thinking about other stuff when I should be thinking about just purely about baseball. That was a complete botch on my part. Oh, you could... Oh, it's so funny. You could literally see me like... Oh, what? Like just like... what?
We've got a great finish on our hands, guys.
Stepping in, Rafi Lopez. Not much in the way of productivity from him so far, but he's got a chance to come through here in a crucial spot.
Yeah, I think it's time now that he has to put the rest of
Oh, that was a botch. That was a botch. I didn't even say anything because I was like, oh, great. Because I'm over here thinking that the guy was in first, so I throw the second, and that's literally when I realized, nope, I shouldn't have done that. You know, they're out of pitchers. Huh? I mean, they're out of pinch. Yeah, no, actually, no, they're out of, because they said that they had some substitutes, but they don't have any more pitchers. So technically, this favors me, because that means if this goes to extra innings, this will literally be a nightmare for them, because they'll have to keep putting the same pitcher, and eventually he'll end up giving out. And so I realized there on the previous play that I had nobody in third to back me up, so I had to throw it to first. Because normally, like I said, I know that technically they always tell you throw to first, but for me, I'm always like, well, which one's going to affect me the most? And it's like, yeah, it's true, you give up a single, but I'd rather get the guy at third or at home out first, because that way you avoid the run, especially in a game like this where you're only up by 1 run. Is it the right way? No, but that's just the way I see the strategy, basically. And I made him swing. I made him swing out the strike zone. Sorry. A key win here.
watch their team fall behind in the top of the ninth.
This was crucial, especially because we're trying to catch up to the Mets. So definitely. And second rider comes through. Our boy. Hopefully Derek Jeter doesn't have like things to say to me like, hey, yeah, we might think about firing you, because I'm gonna be like, well, Jeter, I don't know if you realize, but you were gonna have an $80 million payroll, and I cut it down by $16 million. So our team is trash, but I'm saving you money. So wink, wink. Performance reviews better look pretty good. I don't care. Oh, I did not show that, but because of the trade that I made, I had to release one guy. So that was the guy that I released that they were notifying me he got signed by the Dodgers. And so I did want to show you guys the home run derby. I'm not going to participate in this since there's no one from us, and obviously there shouldn't be because we're horrible. But I want to show you guys in case you guys were curious. And then in, I believe, part 3 of this series, I showed you guys that I picked up Carmen Cairo. I didn't sign, I didn't put him in the majors because I wanted him to develop, kind of like how the G League players in the NBA. So, but I think now is the time, because he is a better, I believe, right fielder than Sierra. I believe he's like a 74 and Sierra's like a 70. So potentially this could help us in the long run win. Instead of winning 1.5 games out of 3 or 4, maybe we could win 2 games out of 4. And since I believe we'll try to go a couple more videos, I think a couple more minutes, I think we can end up doing one more critical situation before calling it. Just so that way we can kind of grind through the season. We just passed the All-Star weekend. The National League did win, and we're about 2.5 games back. So we really need to capitalize on these wins. There is a slight improvement in our batting. I believe now from 24th we're like 22nd. So we're slowly going up. And we're facing San Diego. So this is a crucial situation for us all.
His career numbers against this pitcher.
Now, guys, I am gonna just so that way you guys can enjoy the gameplay. I am gonna go a little silent. I'll be back shortly.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Oh, good spot on the black for strike 2. Steckenrider has become one of the more dominant bullpen arms in the sport today, and a big reason is his swing and miss stuff. Really helps him pitch out of tough situations.
Yeah, Matty V, and I think what we're seeing more and more out of the game of baseball right now in the 8th and 9th inning, big power arm guys that have really 2 good pitches that they can strike you out with, and that's what this guy is here. If he doesn't have one, he has the other, and if he has them both, he's nearly impossible to make contact off of. Got him!
And he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time.
When your closer comes in and strikes out the first guy he faces, everyone on the team can kind of take a deep breath. Still have 2 more outs to get, but retiring that leadoff guy is always huge when you're trying to shut a game down.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
Yeah, Matty, he's very late on that first pitch. I got to think he was guessing off speed.
Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
Looks to me like he's trying to make adjustments pitch to pitch up there at the plate, but he's looked completely thrown off so far. Late on the first one, way out front on the second.
Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. Ready with another 0-2. And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Here's Will Myers as he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball. 0-1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. Tying run at the plate, the 0-1. And this is swung on and missed. So now they find themselves down to their final strike tonight.
You go down 0-2 to a guy with this type of arsenal, man, you got to step out of the box, clear your head, and just fight.
A 1-2 count to Will Myers. And this crowd wasn't all that big, but they've stuck around to the final out. San Diego down to their final strike, and it's fouled away. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
Pretty standard curve in the dirt. Look,
San Diego, good night.
Guys, thank you so much. I believe if you guys want to stick around, I believe this, we're going to leave the video right here, and we'll continue right where we left off here. We do get the key win over the Padres here, so now it's now officially we're officially 2 games behind the Mets. So our goal here for the rest of the year is to literally catch up to the Mets, hopefully potentially finish 4th in our division. But thank you guys for watching, guys. Check out my other stuff. I got UFC career mode, and I'll try to crank out these videos as quickly as possible. Have a good day, guys.